Dante's Inferno. And in essence, for me, to me, it's like hell is here and heaven is there. But in real life, you know, sometimes based off the book, I got the feeling like, well, it's not heaven over here and hell over here. It's actually, if you want to get to heaven, you got to go through hell. And that's what just like hold up, like no, it's not one or the other. Like you want to get to heaven, you got to go through hell. And some people can't make it out the other side. They get caught in the Inferno.
What up, world, and welcome back to another episode of the Hot Seat Podcast. I'm your host, Tree Trim, signing on, screaming, go get the money. Now, y'all know this platform is all geared towards putting a spotlight on entrepreneurs, small business owners, black-owned businesses, artists, musicians, etc. in our community. We're all about putting a spotlight on those that are doing great things right here. We want to change this narrative that everybody's support has to come from strangers. We want to start supporting our people. Now today, you know, as usual, I sit down with somebody that I'm more or less familiar with. Today, not so much, but it's been an alley-oop from my man Monty, aka Shot by Riggs, and today what we have in the building, is none other than Donte motherfucking Epps in the motherfucking building, man. Yeah. Hey, excuse my language, man, because Donte came and we spoke a couple of times to set things up, and from there, like the energy level was crazy over the conversation that we had just over the phone. But to meet you, you know, one-on-one, it exceeds this, you know what I mean? Expectation.
Yeah, for sure.
All the way.
Same here.
You know, so we brought you here, obviously, to get to know who you are and what you got going on. So we usually start the podcast by saying, who are you?
Man, I am Donte Epps. That's my real name. You know, like not something that I put together. That's my real name, Donte Epps with the O. And I'm the oldest of 7. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an older brother. I am a son to 2 great parents. And you know, I'm a child of God. You know, I grew up in the Christian faith, and you know, I definitely feel like I'm a disciple in my own right. So yeah, that's how I carry myself. And an artist with workaholic tendencies. That part.
Yeah. Okay. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Petersburg, Virginia.
Word?
Petersburg, Virginia.
Shout out, man. You know, I was born in Virginia as well, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, we opened some.
I was
in a book.
Born in Virginia as well, man. Fort Belvoir, Virginia. It's like in Alexandria area, like 30 minutes from DC, kind of like area.
Here we go, small
Yeah,
world.
so I spent some time out there. I was born there.
Yeah.
11 months later, my parents, because my dad was in the military.
That's right.
So 11 months later, we were in San Diego where my sister was born. We stayed there until we were 9, but then we went back to Virginia.
Okay.
So from then until about high school, I was out there. So I got that vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I respect that. So, you know, it's crazy because meeting you, I was trying to figure out like, okay, where
It's
this
the
guy
hospitality
from?
that gives it away.
Yeah.
It's the hospitality.
Yeah. This dude came in with gifts and, you know, high energy, just, you know, the appreciation for being here.
That comes from gratitude. The energy comes
Yeah.
from being grateful for what you have.
Yeah, I love that, man. So, what I want to first start talking about is like that moment where you really got inspired to start doing music? Like, tell me about what it was. Was it a song? Was it a moment? Did you go somewhere? What was it that you said? And like, I want to, before I get into that, I want to salute you. I went too far. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that. Good. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that. But in the meantime, what I want to say is, I definitely respect that you didn't come out with some little this or young that as part of your name. Like, you're using your real name.
Yeah.
And I think there's something very authentic about that transparency.
Because my mom keeps, she always like will preach that it's transparency.
Right. And you never want to put something on your name that is not legit. So I know that's why you're working so hard.
If I'm gonna put it out there, it's on my real name.
Right.
It's on my real name.
Exactly.
I'm taking all responsibility for my actions.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, give us that moment that inspired you to start doing music and got you going.
I was in jail.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about what you was in jail for? I don't want to get on that. I don't want to get on that investigative story. People talk about, oh, he a cop. Oh, he wouldn't know this.
Oh, it ain't like that. No.
We want to hear the journey. We want to know what you've been through, man. And
Look,
get an idea of who you are.
If you research Petersburg, Virginia, I went to the same high school as Straight Songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that part. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, and Petersburg, Virginia has the highest like murder per like capita like rated in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm out here in the East Coast, and man, like brothers in Inglewood or Compton and all that. Like it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just be aware of your surroundings. But like on the East Coast, you know, DC, Baltimore, Maryland, you start Chicago. Like man, it's, you know what I'm saying? I come from Petersburg, Virginia. So you Google that, like it's tough. You know what I'm saying? To try to make it out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, unburned from the flames that's around you, you feel me? So just growing up, I seen a lot and I experienced a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just always, you know what I'm saying, just aware of my surroundings, on high alert. And just basically, long story short, you know, I was just in a position where I was just trying to like basically defend myself, self-defense. But I stay in Orange County, you know what I'm saying? Orange County, man,
you stick out like a sore thumb.
Man, you stick out like a sore thumb. But I still love Orange County. I still, you know what I'm saying? Like when I come to like buying my house and becoming a homeowner, raising my kids, I'm still perfectly cool with being in Orange County. You know what I'm saying? That's still a place that, you know what I'm saying, I found I could be really in my element. So just basically self-defense, you know what I'm saying? But when they show up and you stick out like a sore thumb, it don't end up working out like that. So I was in jail when I got that. Before I was in jail, you know, I was a business person. You know, I have my real estate license, my car sales license, life and health insurance license, a real business person that eventually had the idea to get a camera and become a videographer.
Oh, okay. So that's where it started.
That's where the creativity started.
Okay.
So was a videographer basically and a real estate agent at the time, just always like outside in Orange County, sticking out like a sore thumb. So just, you know, basically just was on high alert. Still was in a position where I thought I was trying to defend myself, and just like cop showed up, didn't go down like that. Long story short, I just ended up having court, and like, man, case got dismissed.
God is great.
So,
God is great. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
He do it,
yes,
for sure. So
man.
it was in the legal aspect, you know, I did my little bit. In the legal aspect, I should have never been there. But growing up a Christian, it was spiritual reasons. I feel like I should have been there. I would have never wanted to do music if I would have never been in there. And I would have never wanted to tell my story, which I feel like definitely should be said. You know, like I moved out here with no family. My family's still in Virginia. I got no family, no mom, dad, brother, sister. It's really just me out here trying to create something that's big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, some people, and it's tough out here already.
You know, California is one of the hardest places to survive in, being that things are so expensive, and you know, depending on what type of opportunities you provided or you provide for yourself, it can be tough. So, you know, I would really respect you for being out here and grinding and going after your dream, man. Now that we talked about that, man, and how you got this inspiration for it, how would you describe your sound? Like, what?
Man, so I got out on bail in July 2020, and it wasn't until like January 2021 that I decided to like I'm gonna really do music. So I spent.
So when you were locked up,
I wasn't writing. I was drawing. I was drawing art. I didn't write no. I did 10 months. I didn't write no rhymes. I read lyrics. I had my family send me lyrics, and I would read lyrics. Kanye, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Kodak, X. I would read lyrics, but I didn't write. I just read a lot of lyrics. Melly. Oh, like man, I read a lot of Melly stuff in there, man. And so, you when you down, you realize a lot of people don't got people on the outside. And I was just so fortunate to have people putting money on my books, putting money on the phone, sending me this, sending me that, buying me books. Like I was just like, man, I never would have thought in my whole life I would ever did time. But just that little bit of time that I did, that was my first time ever doing time. So like doing that little bit of time, I got to see something that a lot of people you'll never see. Mm-hmm. Like how brothers is really, how people really get carried down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just drawing. I was drawing pictures, and I would be reading my Bible and programming, push-ups, dips, sit-ups, push-ups. Yeah. So that was like the three main things. I would draw, read my Bible, and I program. And I would draw pictures and put like a verse next to it. And I would draw another picture, I put a verse to it, and I would like send the pictures out to my girl. I'm like, hey, look, make this like Instagram page or just like all my art that, make me feel like I'm still working, make me feel like I'm still being productive. So that little time, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, like growing up, and so the show Dragon Ball Z is like I call like a hyperbolic time chamber. Right. So he's like, look, I got this big boss that I gotta fight in like a month, but I ain't gonna be able to beat him right now. So you can put me in this hyperbolic time chamber and time stops. So I get to train for like 5 years before he show up. So then I get out of this time chamber. By the time it's time for me to square up, he's like I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So while I was in there, I didn't have a job. I didn't sit in traffic. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you experience on a daily basis I wasn't experiencing. Right. So I got to literally work out all day, draw all day, read all day, and I came out of that thing like the NAACP got into my case. I'm like, man, this brother got a life insurance license, health insurance, real estate license. Y'all picked the wrong brother to try to mess. Y'all have no idea who this guy is. Y'all really tried to bully the wrong person. And so the whole NAACP behind me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have never been in there. Boom, they got my bail dropped. Like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all like, these charges are over. Like, boom, got my charges dropped. They posted my bail for me, got me out. I just came out. I came out like,
you was like Tupac after he got shot and lived.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can't do that to me.
Y'all can't do that to me. I should never. Y'all took 10 months from me.
Yeah, for real.
And I came, and even out on bail, like you're out on bail, but you're still not free. You feel me?
No.
Like my bail just got exonerated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hold up, I can travel to Virginia and see my family without asking somebody for permission. I go to Vegas now, and I can get my visa now, cause I'm trying to go to Jamaica. I'm trying to go see my people. I'm trying to like, come on. I didn't start growing my locks until I got out. I always had a clean fade. I was a real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when I was in there, and I'm like, bro, I'm growing my locks out. Cause what was the real reason I was in there? What was the real reason I was in there? So I'm like, so it made me appreciate my roots.
Right. Go back to that natural state.
I was like, man, you know what? When this was your alright, bet. Boom, I got on y'all, like I'm growing locks. Never, just straight up, it wasn't even like something I had to like go back and forth about. I was like, I'm getting locks. Right. That's how I came out. No question about it. No question about it. I'm growing them. I'm not trimming them. I'm not cutting them. Yeah. Not no time soon. Like let them go. You know what I'm saying? So came out, and then I was like, man, I need to go to the studio. Went to the studio. First song I did, Out on Bail. Out on Bail was like the first song I did. Didn't even think I was really gonna pursue music full time. I just knew I wanted to go to the studio and record something real. And to this day, that song has made me the most money because months go by later, and I think YG ends up dropping his Out on Bail. And a lot of and now we're in this phase where TikTokers and YouTubers are like on the rise. Sometimes you need music to play on like your background. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how it ends up working, but like months later, like I just ended up checking like my TuneCore, that's the platform I used to submit my music in. I'm just looking at this out on bail. I'm like, I'm getting paid for this song. Like I wasn't even trying to do like music. Like I just recorded this, and it's like on YouTube it's not popping, but on terms of like my TuneCore, I'm just seeing $100.
Wow.
And I was like, hold up. Like,
all because you came with that concept, and then
and it was real.
Well,
I don't know YG's story like that. I just know he came up with the song out on bail. My friends were like,
and then it started hitting.
And then my number just started like going up.
What?
Yeah, my number started going up.
That's crazy.
And I'm just a real transparent guy. Like that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I ended up being. And so I was like, man, people can really make money like with music. You know what I'm saying?
That's when it started to make sense for you.
People can really make some type of income. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was gonna be doing for work. You know what I'm saying? Because I had always been in a suit and tie office and stuff like that. And being out on bail, your charges are still there. So fortunately, man, shout out to my brothers in the Carpenters Union. I'm gonna show y'all that, man. They took me in like, I was like, man, I need to make 6 figures. Like, yeah. If I'm gonna end up, how I need to make 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I got my rights or not, and they were like, let's go. Like, we got you.
Right.
And and as a brother, I'm like, you know, I'm down for the work as long as I'm getting that check and it's like
everything is making sense.
It's making sense. I'm cool. Right. You know, I'm not a big fan of heights, but you know what I'm saying. To know my father was proud, and my girl was proud, my mom's proud, that I'm better than what I was before I went in. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get over this fear of heights. I'm gonna get over this fear I lost my thumbnail. I forever don't have a left thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? My everything changed when I came out. You'd have never told me like a brother in a suit and tie selling Mercedes I was gonna be swinging a hammer and hanging off from like, nah. You would never told me.
You would have never said, yeah, you would never.
I was like, you got me mixed up with something.
Same thing with, you never would have thought that you would have been rapping now.
I used to freestyle a lot. I used to love freestyling, but I didn't really see myself like dropping projects and touring. I just like to rap.
Right. Okay, so who was some of those big influences for you coming up?
Trey and Chris. You know what I'm saying? Then I became a Drake fan and a Kanye fan. So like growing up, it was Trey and Chris, and then you know what I'm saying. Then you know Drake and Kanye just ended up like changing everything. And then you know I ended up moving out here, going to Lakewood High School, and started like really falling in love with like Long Beach. And Snoop was just like, man, it's like super charismatic. Like, man, I never like met him, but like even on the East Coast it was Snoop. You know what I'm saying? So as of lately. Like when I got out, or like right before I went in, and right when I got out, it was probably like Kalen For Real, and Sabi Third. You know, as of like the sound like right now. Okay. Like Sabi's work ethic is like,
it's crazy, right?
Man, like I was in the studio with him doing like behind the scenes. His work ethic is like crazy, and Kalen's talent is just like, oh my goodness, bro. Like just the talent is like, man. And both of those guys, like, you know, I met Kalen doing video in the club Lure. Lure's not there. But I used to be a club promoter, and so, you know, I was like, I'll be a real estate agent selling cars in the day or selling cars in the daytime, and then I was a club promoter. And then from car sales and club promoting, it went from real estate to videography, and then I ended up like in photos, and I ended up like taking a picture of Kalen working in Lure. You know what I'm saying? That's how I heard about him, and I ended up hearing about Sabi by doing behind the scenes for a videographer who I like to use for my videos. So
when you, it seems like to me, you moving and grooving. Like when you're exposed to something, you jump right in on it.
I analyze
figure out what's going on.
I scan it.
See if you know if there's something that you could be a part of, or something you can add to it, something you can whatever it is, learn from it, whatever. Yeah. So that's dope, man. That's a good characteristic to have in your life, especially moving and grooving and trying to make your way into this music industry. So you dropping this new EP.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the new EP is dropping July 1st,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it's entitled Donte's Inferno.
Yes.
So let's because that's what I really want to promote here.
Totally.
I want people to hear about this. I want people to understand the concept for it and you know, the process that went along with putting it out. So give us a little idea before you put the EP out. you were talking to me behind the scenes about what you did the year prior.
Right.
So you've been doing music for how long total?
Basically like a year and a half now. Seriously.
Okay, a year and a half. Okay, and in the very first year, you said you were doing what?
I just wanted to drop a single every month. Every month from January till December, I wanted to drop like 12 singles.
So and you were successful with doing it?
Yeah.
And then that right there was
pretty much, yeah. It looked back, it might have been like 13, it might have been 15. But
right.
But I was doing that.
You was getting it done.
Yeah, I was getting it done.
And that right there was kind of like, what, helping you create your sound?
Helping me create my sound, really feel like, you know, decide what type of beats I wanted to work with, what type of music videos I wanted to shoot. Me shooting music videos, you know, before I became an artist, like I would link up with a videographer, have him basically like shoot it as the director, and then I would go edit it myself. You know what I'm saying? Saves on the cost, but also gives me full control over the visual aspect of the video. So I was doing that, and then so yeah, I started in January, released a song called Bye Bye California. Then I thought I was gonna end up like moving back to Virginia, but actually stayed. Then I released another song in February, and then March I released a song called Taronda's Son. You know, that's my mom. Like, and that's what in the song I talk about, like just being like transparent, being, you know, 100. I released a lot of good songs, and then towards the end of the year, I released some of my favorite songs, which one is Demeanor. It actually goes, you know, following like, you know, man, when I got out, I became a Pop Smoke fan. I wasn't a Pop Smoke. I didn't know about Pop Smoke when I went in my little.
The drill music and all that.
Yeah. When I heard about him when the incident happened on the news. But then when I got out and I had a chance to listen to his music, I was like, man, who's this dude everyone kept talking about? And then I'm like, man, this is what? And so yeah, I ended up making a song called Demeanor, and then right behind that, I made a song called Bout It. And to this day, Bout It is probably like it is my number one song. If I put
Bout It,
yeah.
That's because that was one of my questions, man.
That's my number one song.
That's your number one song you ever made?
I'd be happy to put that like on the radio right now. I'd be happy to like Bout It. Like you hear that and you're just like, all right, he's on to something. Like, you know, like, man, you know, I could veer away from it. I could try to level it up, but somebody was like, hey man, that little direction right there, that's when I signed with management. When I dropped Bout It.
Wow.
Okay. When I dropped management, Bout It, that's when I got management.
Management.
That's that gift. That's that gift.
Yeah, that's that gift. Hey, he brought this for me. I know y'all ain't never seen me do this on the show, but I'm just saying I do smoke, and this right here is clutch. So thank you. I will be using that book. Ace.Bras X.
Yeah.
She go by LJ.
Yeah.
Okay. These are management people.
Yes, sir.
So when you dropped Bout It, it was going crazy, right. And then is that when you said, hey, I need to seek management, or people came to you, or how did it work?
Ace hit me up, yeah.
They hit you up?
Ace hit me up.
Woo! Yeah. Such a good feeling to put your art out there and somebody appreciate it in that way.
I'm not sure where it could have been my art, and it could have been like my work ethic.
Okay.
It could have been, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes there's the art and the work ethic is not there. Sometimes you don't want to touch that.
But you know what? I just feel like if somebody has a work ethic, right?
Then the art follows suit.
Yeah, the art, because they're putting so much out.
Right.
It's eventually something's gonna hit.
Yeah, it starts molding itself.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah, and you start kind of creating your own sound.
And that was right in like November, December.
Yeah.
And I started in January, so it was like right when I was like, all right, cool.
Well, I'm just saying, you didn't have to be like, hey man, I do this music, man. You want to listen to it?
Yeah,
you were working enough and staying consistent enough that it came across him somewhere or another.
Yeah.
So big shout out to him.
Yeah.
So tell me kind of like how'd that feel, and what was the process of that, and what changed for you from just making music on your own and maybe booking your own studio sessions, and like what changed?
I knew of Ace when I was shooting video work.
Mm-hmm.
Before I did that, like, you know, I was shooting behind the scenes of a dope artist named Cam. I think Cam is cousins with Dom Kennedy.
Shout out Dom Kennedy for the show. OPM music, like I love what he's doing.
I think Cam is in the lab working on some dope stuff, and I can't wait for Cam to drop something on us. But I was in the room with him, my boy Active, who makes beats. just doing behind the scene work.
So Cam, what is he? You said he's out of LA too?
Could be Long Beach. Could be
Long Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was in Long Beach when we
Shout out to Cam too, man.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we support him as well.
Good vibes. So
Yeah.
I was out there just doing behind the scene work, and you know what I'm saying. Ace was just this man. He just had that big dog. he was in the room like I'm like, all right, he the artist, he the beat maker. I'm like. I don't know if it's security. I don't know if he got the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But he in here commanding a whole lot of
something's up.
Energy, yeah.
And so I was a videographer in the evening, but I was a business person in the daytime. I had that real estate license. I sold cars. I worked at Fletcher Jones Mercedes. And so I was like, hey man, what's up? What's good with you? Like boom, 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 and we just started talking business. Boom. And we just always stay tuned in. And then I decided I wanted to be an artist, and he was just like, you know what I'm saying, just kept his eye. He kept his eye on me. You know what I'm saying? We went out and had lunch a few times, and he was just telling me, oh man, you gotta get your LLC. Really just put me on game that no one else in the industry, no one was trying to get one dude, my videographer, my videographer. If I was always almost ready to ask him to be my manager, my videographer. Man, shout out to Isaiah, because you really just. Man, you done more for me than I think you even realized.
What's his at, Isaiah?
It was NCF Media.
NCF?
Man, just a real unique brother.
Too. That's what's up, man.
So, but Ace had his eye on me. You know what I'm saying? Ace, and he's a real busy guy. So I was just grateful for his attention. You know what I'm saying? So we would, go get lunch. I was like, man, let me pay for your lunch. Let me take for, you know what I'm saying? Because I try to be real big on gratitude.
Right.
And so, and man, I dropped out it, and he's just like, hey man, you want management? And I was literally like, yeah, I want management. And he was like, I'm down to do that for you. And I was like,
so it was so organic.
It was so organic.
Like he was forcing it on you or anything. It was something that just was mutual for you.
It was organic. And I was just like,
That's the best times, right?
Yeah, this was organic.
Force stuff, man.
This was organic. That's all I'll say. I'll let you. This was organic.
No, absolutely, man. That's why I'm loving this conversation. I feel like being that I am new to the whole podcasting
and music
and
for myself.
Mm-hmm. And going into it, I've done a couple interviews where I didn't feel like I did the proper research or due diligence to carry a conversation on in the right manner, but it's like it all depends on the person as well.
Right.
I really feel like I could have literally not even prepped for this, and we would have still had this basic same conversation.
The energy,
yeah. So it's like that. I want to salute your energy, man, and anybody that is gonna potentially be able to work with this person right here, or coming around his space, or him coming in your space, whatever it is. It's definitely a good energy that you provide, man. I really respect that about you, man. So yeah, let's keep that going.
Yes, sir. So yeah, management ended up, we ended up inking up and everything. Boom, 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 real deal, spill out. And he was like, I got somebody else I want to help bring in a real family thing. See, that's the type of person he is, because I didn't even know. Then he was like, look, we gonna make this work. And he brought in LJ, and I was just like, I didn't even want to. I was like, yeah, all right.
She goes by LJ, right?
Yeah.
So LJ is a woman.
Yes.
And her name is LJ. Okay, cool. I just, because when I read these acts, I want to be able to respect everybody for what it is and how it is. You know what I mean? So she goes by LJ. Shout out to you. Mm-hmm. And so when they add her, it goes through the roof.
That's the female element to almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Adds a greatness.
You know what I'm saying? Ace has a military background. I'm just I have just the utmost gratitude for the universe right now. It's really crazy how everything's happening so fast when you really keep your heart pure, man. Shout out to Nip. I met Nip back when I was selling cars at Repossessed Auto. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was a big Benz fan.
What stage was he at when you met him? Give us yo man, I gotta know. Did he have a beard already?
I got a picture on the gram. Yeah,
Was this a couple years back? Well, not a couple years, but it had to be more than 3 years back.
I wasn't even on Nip like that.
So you didn't even know who he really
I
was?
I knew that was Nipsey Hussle, like, for a fact. Like, I was like, the girl I was dating at the time, my ex, like, she, like, it hurt, man, she's from, like, Long Beach, you know what I'm saying? So I touched down from Virginia to Long Beach, went to Lakewood High School.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
everything is new to you. Everything was
yeah,
new.
so, like, a lot was new to me. Like, when you listen to my song Demeanor, the song I made right before About It, which was my best song at the time, and that was based off the, you know, New York pop drill sound. In the song I say, when you mix Petersburg, Virginia with Long Beach, that's what you get. I let it, I was like, when you mix Petersburg, Virginia and Long Beach, that's what you get. I let it people be known. Like, you put you got the pasta and then you put the Alfredo. And you, wow,
and then when you whip that thing up,
taste that.
Right.
And it was like, whoa.
Now we have Bossa Novas, man. Shout out Bossa Novas.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know you've been there.
I ain't been there. I ain't been there yet.
Oh, man.
And I've been just hearing about that. What is the blog?
Bossa Nova. Hey, shout out Bossa Nova. They got one, off of Sunset and in Hollywood.
I came down, I was like, when I moved up here, I was like, I go to Roscoe's.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I got to Roscoe's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before it became home, I touched down like a tourist, you know what I'm saying?
So everything was new to you.
Everything was new, but like I knew, like I didn't just move here.
Right.
I had visited here like a few times.
Right.
And I never seen a Lamborghini growing up in Petersburg, Virginia.
Right. No, facts.
And I was here for a trip, and I just saw. What was that?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go home. Recording process.
Oh shit.
So like.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So before you record a song, because when you go to the studio, that's money. That's money.
Yeah.
It's money on the thing. So talk to us about how you get prepared before you get there. You gotta have like a somewhat of an idea, right? You know, when you're working with a producer that's creating the track for you.
I've never had a producer like work with make a beat for me from scratch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I find beats like on the internet through like Instagram or YouTube.
You like, wait a minute.
And I'm like, hold up. This sometimes I'm looking for a beat, and then sometimes the beat looking for me, and I just like end up like, you know, like my YouTube my YouTube algorithm is like, you know, game, podcast, how to marketing your music, and then just instrumentals. And sometimes I just like play instrumental. I'll listen to some beats while I'm in traffic, and I'll listen to some beats, and I just. Oh my goodness, hold up.
I need that.
I gotta do something with that. And I have a way of like saving it on my phone. You know, sometimes I know like what type of sound I want to try to go to, and then I'll go on YouTube and start typing in hashtags or, you know, the artist names or sometimes different artist songs to try to find like this type of sound, because I'm not making a beat myself like a Kanye, or I don't have that relationship with another producer that's making that beat from scratch. So I'll try to find this closer to sound that's in my head, and then I'll be listening to all these like type beats or this type song type beat or melodic type beat, West Coast melodic, like, and then I'm like, oh, that's it. Or this could be it, one of these two is it. And I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, this is it. And even though it wasn't made for me from scratch, it was like it was.
When you get that beat, man, how does it make you feel? Like you immediately start knowing exactly what you want to say on it, or it make you start feeling like a whole vibe for what the song is gonna be? What is it that lets you know, bam? Cause I'm not a rapper or anything, but there's some songs that I hear that when I hear that beat, I'm like, not the song, but the actual beat. I hear a beat and I'm like, I'll start making up some raps to it, and I don't even rap.
It's natural. It's like natural.
It is
music. That's why Amazon commercial. They said it was Black Music Month. I was like, oh, I didn't even know Black Music Month. And I was like, all right. And so
Black Music Year.
Yeah, that.
I'm like
century, decade. Like, yeah.
They ain't doing no Black History, Black Future Month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to just
Black
bring
present.
it back.
Not even in
past
and future right now. Black right now.
Right now, we're more powerful than we've ever been, man, and we need to continue to unite, because if we continue to do that, they're gonna really have a problem to suppress us in a way. It's too many of us doing great things,
positive
and
things,
pulling things together to let anybody fall behind. Like, we all go through a struggle, and we all are trying to get here. We all got enough people looking at us a certain way.
We all have our own.
We can't do that to each other.
Yeah.
We can't do that to each other.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, big salute to everybody that's loving and supporting their brothers and sisters, man. And keep in mind, like, when we talk about the community, we talking about everybody. You know, the people. We are all the people. Now, we have to keep our people in mind first because that's what everybody else is doing. But we're the one that's a little bit lacking on that. So let's step it up and start supporting each other at a more rapid rate. You know what I mean? Stop questioning and doing all that because you support everybody else. You do everything else you buy everything else that they selling and doing. So let's do that with our people as well. That's my little rant of the day. Sorry, I didn't even mean to throw it in there.
You deserve that.
Had to give it out there. Okay. So I'm hearing like a big influence from, you know, J. Cole. If you can have your own dream collab, like if you could collab with anybody, what would be your dream collab that you already know? Like, I already know what I would want to do or how it would sound. And maybe it doesn't work like that. Maybe it doesn't work like that because you got to catch that vibe. Just like before, I knew that this show would probably be one of the best shows that we did based off our energy. I didn't know that until we caught the vibe. So you don't know that until you meet somebody, you know what I mean? So who would you want to work with? Who would you think that vibe would be strongest with?
To answer your question, it'd be Kanye. To answer like the question,
Word.
It'd be Kanye.
Wow.
Yeah, like from zero to the moon, like it'd be Kanye. In terms of like right now, like man, like I'm really how Kalen for real does his thing. I think is like just man. I think a salute to him. You know what I'm saying? I just ended up like dabbing him up, leaving Jason Cash's listening party for Read the Room, which is a masterpiece.
You was in there.
Yeah, I was in there. I was right in front. You know what I'm saying? His manager Fussy had got me and my girl in, and so like man, I got in early. I got good parking. I didn't want to miss it because I remember when Jason Cash first was doing freestyles. You know what I'm saying? I was just tapped in with I was tapping in on the gram like, man, what you doing is something. You got something, and all this time goes by. Like I don't even think I was shooting music videos when I heard about him dropping freestyles, and all this time go by, and I'm just like watching him now on stage at the Roxy in West Hollywood. Me and my girl are like, babe, this is about to be a show. And he brought out Boogie, he brought out Kalen. I think I saw
Westside Bug?
Yeah.
Shout out Westside Bug, man.
Yeah.
Shout out my nigga Westside Bug, man.
It was lit.
On gang, that's tight.
I'm pretty sure Don
was there. Who else you said was there?
Boogie, Kalen, Absol. It was man.
Shout out Absol too, man.
It was a star.
Shout out TDE in a hole, man. I love them dudes, man.
The energy that's going around right here, like you know, like you see like the XXL magazine. There's no like West Coast. There was no West Coast artists on the freshman. Like this year, I don't think we had any artists. You feel me? Like from the West Coast.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But you'd be surprised that like what we got over here in this like little bubble. Like we've been like it's not like we not there. You know, so are aliens real? Like man, like yeah, they you just don't know about them. Like man, we got some talent that's just.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is that nobody?
There's so many different reasons you hear, but like I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna go back to this. XXL. This is one of my favorite ones. And shout out Mac Miller, man. R.I.P. to my guy.
I was listening to him get some coffee, man. Phil's Coffee. Shout out to y'all, Phil's Coffee. Man, I was listening to Mac Miller.
Where's that at? Out there in Orange County?
Orange County, man. You know, I wake up, every morning, my MacBook like just like sipping coffee, like you know what I'm saying, getting my mind ready for the day. What I'm about to get into.
Yeah, man,
bumping
like
Mac,
that.
man, bumping Mac.
Okay, so shout out Mac, man. That was my favorite class, though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Mac came out of that class. We got Currency out of that class. We got Wiz out of that class. Who else was in that class? That was a.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't want to throw nobody else out there that wasn't really in it, but I know them three all ended up being legends to me.
Yeah.
Like I really love what all three of them do.
Yeah.
Man. So, speaking of listening parties, man, I hear you having one.
I am.
Okay, so the album drops on July 1st. We're gonna say that again. Donte's Inferno.
Donte's Inferno, the EP, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna drop that EP and you're gonna have a listening party. So when is the listening party? How does that work?
You know, I'm coming with like a whole different like strategy and agenda, you know what I'm saying? Like the streaming Like, you know, the way we getting paid right now for streams, man, is just like, I don't know, man. Like, something about it just got me like, man, I feel like I should be getting more bread. Like, you know, when I started to see the streams coming in from TuneCore for the Out on Bell, I was like, all right, this is cool, but like, man, that's a whole lot of numbers, bro. I'm happy I got this money in my bank account for it, but I'm like, man, that's a whole lot of numbers. And I was just like, man, like, why you gotta get so many streams to be able to get this bread? And, you know, in the beginning, I was like, man, do I try to change that? I'm like, what am I to change that? So what I ended up doing, I was like, I'm not like gonna say I'm more popping than what I am. Like, you know, I look at my Instagram stories, like in my analytics, and on average, at the end of the day, I might have like 100 people watching my Instagram story, right? You know, and I started doing some numbers. I ended up putting like $2,000 in to make my EP, right? So I'm like, all right, $2,000 to make my EP. And I was like, and I took that from my hard-earned money from construction. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell my fiance, like, we're trying to get married, we're trying to buy a house. I'm taking my hard-earned money to make this EP. Like, you know, I was like, you know what?
No, and I want everybody to hear this because that was one thing that I did admire about when we talk. Because I hear a lot of rappers make this transition from the streets into the rap game. I'm not knocking them.
Yeah.
They take the money that they made or whatever the case may be and they feed it into this dream.
Yeah.
Now that's great. You are not in that position. So when we spoke, you told me that during the day you're doing construction.
Right now I'm doing construction.
At night you're doing managing a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then you still finding time to push this EP. Stop sleeping in, stop wasting time, go out there and get it because this dude wants to be and is gonna be and is already an artist that's gonna be probably going. I got the interview first. That's all I know. I got the interview first. But you know, working towards big things. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about all the effort that goes into it, no matter who sees it, you know God sees it. You know what I mean? So you putting in that effort, He gonna reward you for it. I really want to encourage everybody to know, like, instead of saying, oh, the only thing I could do was sell drugs or I gang bang or do this and that
I'm not
and stuff.
Even from here.
No, we're not using those excuses. He's not even from here, and maybe that helps because somebody that's attached to the city and maybe more bred in that mind state is different. But when you moved, you said it earlier, when you moved, it opened your eyes to different stuff.
Yeah, I saw the money.
All that stuff. You didn't see all that stuff at home.
No, I
so it opened you up.
Like,
so let's move around because a lot of us won't even leave our 30-mile radius. People don't want to leave their hood.
There's no public transportation like that where I'm from in Petersburg, Virginia. You don't got a car, you're not going nowhere.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going like you're sitting in the house having noodles and hot dogs and like watching BT. Like you're not going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, and we've been watching BT for a long time.
Like grew up like
we got BT front.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you remember? How old are you again?
31.
Okay, you remember Teen Summit?
The name, but not
Teen Summit, man. We used to have BET so back in the day when I was like in 4th, 5th grade, I was watching BET. Teen Summit, man. They used to have this thing that taught us kids about safe sex and all this different stuff. And those programs used to really bred us into what they used to be, but they would just change it. Now BET is a lot different, man. Not to shit on the network, but BET ain't the same BET no more.
And I
bring back Tigger in the Basement. Where's Free? You know what I'm saying? all of that. I'm speaking out. Like, y'all don't care about my platform anyway. So I can really just say what I want. And then when it does grow bigger, I'm going to keep saying what I want. So, you know what I mean? Just know that I'm going to be that guy. And with that being said, man, you know what? The listening party, when is it? How can we be involved? How can we pull up? You say you're doing something different.
It's exclusive. It's exclusive.
Okay, so it's real small group.
You know, I'm real big on energy.
Yeah.
I'm real big on energy. I'm real big on family. You know what I'm saying? I'm the oldest of 7.
Okay.
So growing up, you know, I always had that mindset of pulling people up, protecting people, you know, nurturing, like being able to put what I want to the side. Because my pops was in prison. You know what I'm saying? He did a 17-year bid. He's out now, man. And I thank God he's, you know.
Shout out to your pops, man,
man,
for doing the 17 and coming home, man.
He's
home now.
Doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? He did it the right way.
So to the real code.
Yes, and did his bid, and that put me in a position where I had to, all right, well, I'm dad at 3. You know what I'm saying? My mom got pregnant with me at 16, had me at 17, had my sister at 18, had my other sister at 19. Like, you know, like I'm the oldest of 7. I had to do it for me so that I could give it to them, but at the same time, they were seeing my work ethic just be stupid, man. Because my relationship with my mom was just like, I had to stay out of trouble and make sure that my brothers and sisters were taken care of. And
did they have a good influence on some of them?
Yeah.
Not everybody, but
we got one that we praying for. But man, 6 out of 7
that's amazing.
Alive, free, and, you know. So
my dad was in a similar situation, like just being, you know, younger and having to, not at 3 or anything like that, but taking on that responsibility of watching after his younger siblings. Because back then we had bigger families. The families were a lot larger, you know, and the man went out and provided, and the woman would protect and do what she had to do at home until held things at home, not protect, but protect too. Yeah. But you know, hold things down, and the man would come home, and that's how it worked. You know what I mean? But to have those larger families, you know, in our generation was different, and it was harder, I think, because nobody had really any sympathy for what you were going through. Mm-hmm. So you were kind of struggling as a mom, and trying to figure things out. Mm-hmm. And I want to salute your mom and all of that, but I want to salute you too for stepping up to the plate and being a positive role model in your siblings' life.
As much as I could
showing them, as much as you could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's big, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's part of what shaped you to be who you are. And if you say 6 out of 7 kids did pretty well, you only praying for one, and you're always gonna pray for all of them.
I pray for all of them.
Everybody pray, but I know what you mean with that prayer. But yeah, man.
You know, you sit down sometimes you want to pray together about like one thing, like, all right, what we gonna pray for together?
But sometimes everybody needs individual. Sometimes individual prayer. Yeah.
I do believe, you know, just doing things as a community has powerful effect. We pray together, we save together, like. You know, like, all right, we all gonna put our money together to help this artist blow, and then he blow, and then this one come. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can do a lot of different things. Like, all right, so I was a party promoter. Like, all right, bet. So you about to pay $40. You're gonna wait in this long line. You're gonna pay $40 to get in the club. And you're gonna pay $20 a drink. So you about to spend $60, right? Like. So
at least 60.
At least 60, right? So
I don't leave the club with no one drink.
That part. So now
I want a table in the section. How much is that gonna cost?
$600.
See what I'm saying?
You get
that's love.
And now you get 10 people, you plus 9 people to just come together, and y'all gonna pay $60. You're gonna pay the same amount as the person waiting in line. Had to go wait in line at the bar, but y'all can come together and sit down, get escorted to your table, sit down and have leisure, and then you probably had the same amount of alcohol. Because now you got 10 heads on like 2 bottles.
Right.
But y'all doing it in a way that one night, you know what I'm saying?
It looks better.
It feels better.
Feels better too.
But it comes with being able to bring people together and work together, you know.
Goes back to that right energy and that right vibe, man.
So as the oldest of 7, we had to make a lot of decisions together. We had to do a lot of things together, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, I'll take trips. I just took a trip to Tennessee. You know, just with my brothers. Like, I'm just coming out this meet. One brother flew to Virginia to my brother in Tennessee. I flew from Cali to Tennessee. Like, all right, we just gonna
link up and go hang out.
We hanging out. Like,
that's a blessing, man.
We just hanging out. So
that's what it's about, keeping your connections. Because really, what a lot of people don't understand is we can go out, we can meet 1 million people, but when it boils down to it, and we down to nothing. There's only a certain amount of people that's really gonna have your back. Yeah,
man, that's the truth. That is the truth.
And then just to meet people outside of your actual bloodline, because there's a lot of people inside of your bloodline that's not even gonna have that interest for you. Sometimes. So to have that in anybody outside of that is something to cherish, like a friendship, a network, a connection. So. I think that's dope, man. I really respect where your headspace is at and who you've been to. I was gonna ask you what was some of the most challenging times or most rewarding times for you, but through conversation, I feel like I know some of those things.
Facts. And
you know what I mean?
All of that circles back into the music. You know, Dante's Inferno. I feel like we all have our own Inferno. We all have our own problems, whether it's poverty, whether that's infidelity in a relationship, whether it's health reasons, whether it's insecurities. We all have our own Inferno. So in the cover of my EP, I'm holding a cross, like in the middle of like the fire, just like chilling.
Right.
And I feel like we all have our own cross to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? To help us get through our own Inferno. And so, some people cross is money, like, man, I got this bag, like, I'm cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of, okay.
But then,
so you know what? I like this, okay? Now I get to ask you some questions. Yeah. All right, because, when Gunna, he dropped Pushin' P, everybody want to know, what is that? What's Pushin' P? Mm-hmm. Or what is, people drop albums, people want to know what it is, right? Mm-hmm. What is it that he's trying to tell us?
Right.
So, your Inferno is like what it is for you, whatever it means to you.
Your dilemmas.
Yeah, that you have to overcome. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about.
Drug addiction, whatever.
So that's what. Okay, Dante's Inferno
is my Inferno.
It's your Inferno.
It's my Inferno.
But this is something that we can all connect with because we all have our own Inferno.
And you got to have a cross that's going to help stop you from getting burned. Some people get burned. Not everybody gonna make it out.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna get burned. The drug addiction gonna get them. The streets gonna get them. The money gonna get them. The women, the girls. Podcast over. But come on, man.
You better podcast over.
Everything that glitter ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? So we all gotta have that cross that's gonna get us through our flame, so we don't get burned. You know what I'm saying? For me, mine has been my work ethic and gratitude. My being able to just put my best effort into something, and then the people that I meet along the way to just show gratitude. Man, thank you, just thank you, like whatever.
So when you got this burning cross, and this is a testament of you making it through this process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because burning crosses, they got a lot of different.
So the cross ain't burning. The cross ain't burning.
Oh, the cross ain't.
Me and the cross not burning.
Oh, okay.
There's flames all around us, but me.
It's the flames around y'all, but nothing is touching y'all.
Nothing touching.
Woo! I like that concept better.
Nothing touching.
Yeah, because I was about to say, wait a minute, we're not burning the flag, no crosses.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, no, respect to that, man, because there's so many different symbolism and
No.
thoughts that go out there that we feed into our young children and our young youth. You know what I mean? We want to.
You gotta keep pushing.
You was raised in the church.
I was raised in the church.
You a God-fearing brother. You know what I mean? So we want to be making sure that people know that that's the way to go. That's the cool thing. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of things
don't feel bad about knowing that there's a higher power and that you didn't get here on your own, and that every day that there's not someone waking you up and protecting you and getting you through these situations, because there is, And that self-made stuff is out. People
don't
ain't self-made, okay? Even if you don't believe in God, your family, your mom and dad didn't have nothing to do with you getting here. Knock it off. You know what I mean? We gotta stop that. It's a work ethic that everybody's going to have to put in to be great. Yes. But you know that there's something that helped you get there. And we have to acknowledge those people along the way. Just like you have no problem saying,
thank you.
I took my right. Thank you. You came in here like I did something for you. You got, hey, the least I can do for you is give you this and this and that. I'm like, the least you can do, bro, you drove down here to come to be on this platform, and I understand how it is a promotion for what you're doing and putting you in the spotlight. I understand that. But I'm not doing this to get paid. I'm doing this because I really think that we need to start supporting one another. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Straight up. Now, if I start doing super numbers, everybody that didn't want to support and didn't want to get with it early, you want to come on now? I'm charging you.
Come on.
But I don't charge people. I try to make it hospitable.
There's nothing wrong
snacks
with
and drinks, and we chilling. So, yeah. The listener party's exclusive, man.
Yeah.
You know, so you ain't gonna. But we did get to hear a song, and this is a blessing right here, because this is a new artist. He's dropping a new EP.
The music won't be exclusive. July 1st.
You let me hear one of them songs though. I heard one of the songs a little bit. Just a little snippet of one of them songs.
It's different.
It's super different, man. So when I talk about his energy and his vibe, man, like it's on a high level, and so is that music, man.
Man, I appreciate that.
I really respect what you're doing.
6 months in the making. $2 grand. Like, I'm just throwing out real transparent numbers. Like,
yeah, I like the fact that you're doing that. Because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, 25. Oh, I spent $250,000 on my rollout.
I didn't do it at home on my Scarlett and a blue mic or nothing like that. Like, but I wasn't in Sony's hallway like with pictures of like, you know, plaques on the wall. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So wherever you feel like that sound is at, you know, like it's like 2 bands. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, just on production, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then 6 months, it took me 6 months. And like, I always wondered, like, how long did it take artists, like, Drake's dropping a project at midnight, how long did that take him? You know? Like, for me, it took 6 months being someone who works 70 hours a week.
Respecting your grind, man. If motherfuckers don't go buy this album, they tripping. Okay, so right now this brings me to the segment where I need to shout out our latest 3 subscribers, man.
Man, that's only right. That's gratitude.
You know,
that's gratitude.
It goes back to gratitude, man. So let's get on this. All right. Ooh, this is our best episode that we ever had right here. This is Trevor Woodruff. I think it went over 1,300 views, man. We were so ecstatic. But the testament of it was the promotion that he put into it on his side as well. Mm-hmm. That's what made it a successful one. I think everyone could be that successful as long as that.
It was blowing you up after that one.
Oh, he was going crazy, man.
I was saying people probably tapping in with you after that one.
Oh yeah, people was tapping in with us, but you know what? The one thing is we've been received well from people that want to come on and promote their business. Obviously, it's easy, but at the same time, he put that energy after we put all of this time and effort into what we do. He put the same effort into promoting the episode. And I think that's what makes it successful. With that being said, we support and love and honor everybody that's rocking with the Hot Seat Podcast. If you is in the building, so our
pizza.
Yeah. Pizza. Hey, shout out to our official sponsor, Mountain Mike's in this month.
Yes, sir.
You know, pizza every week, baby. You know, Monty come in. Let us show y'all how the pepperonis look. Ooh.
Yes, sir.
The aroma.
Man.
That's what I'm talking about. So shout out our official sponsor for the week, Mountain Mike's, man.
Yes, sir.
If you ever in Menifee, California, or wherever they at, get you some Mountain Mike's, man. Their pizza is fire. On top of that, okay, our latest 3 subscribers, we got Slogo Jr.
Okay.
Shout out to Slogo Jr., man. I don't know who you are, and I just know that the fact that if you connected with this podcast, you're a real one, man. You know what I mean? So, hey, even if you ain't fast, go, slow go. You know what I mean?
You know you're not a rapper?
It's a testament that you have to take your time. Slow go. And then he said junior, to let you know there's a slow go senior out there. You know what I'm saying? So we want to keep that in mind. Respect to both of y'all.
Oh my God.
You know
you was in the barbershop on your shit.
Yeah. And then we had what? Iridian? Is that how you say that one, Javon? Iridian? Okay. Big shout out to Iridian. Is that
this segment right here?
Shout out to Iridian. You know what I mean? I hope I said that right. And shout out to Michael Bell. All of y'all is all 3 of y'all is our latest 3 subscribers, man. We like to shout out y'all every week, man. So make sure y'all grab this clip. We'll send it out to y'all, man, so y'all can promote the podcast. Let us know how cool and how connected we stay. We like to be humble and real with everybody, man. We appreciate each and every one of the people that comes and connects with us. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to, again, Slogo Jr., Iridian, and Michael Bell, our latest 3 subscribers on the Hot Seat Podcast. Make sure y'all liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, man. Don't just keep on watching the show and you ain't subscribed. That's weird. You know what I mean? Support. And show us so we can shout y'all out and get y'all popping too. get y'all on the show, whatever we need to
mention
do.
and support, man. Look, if you don't know who this guy is, the last plug I'm gonna do is Sofago. Sofago, man. So I'm dropping my own EP, but when it comes to like why I'm dropping my EP, who am I listening to right now?
Sofago.
From birth, Trey Songz, Touchdown in West Coast, Kalen. Right now I'm like, man, this guy Sofago is just like,
okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna shout him out too. And this is genuine love right here.
Genuine.
My man is on this podcast right now to promote his EP.
But there's those three artists like at those different levels. Like,
yeah, that's
like
love,
Trey Songz
man.
performed at I was in middle school, and I remember like way before Just Gotta Make It, like watching him perform at my high school.
What do you say? Whoa,
come on,
whoa.
man. Y'all sleeping on
Shout
that.
out Trey Songz, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Brown, all of y'all, man. We go, V's up, A's down, man. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
That's hot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, support.
Man, that's dope. With that being said, this brings us to our rapid fire session.
Wow.
Okay, so now I'm gonna give you two options. You have to pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to elaborate a little bit about why, I'm open to that as well.
I'm cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first one is, do you enjoy recording or performing more?
Right now I'm recording. I haven't had that many opportunities to perform. Looking to do that after the EP. So right now I definitely do enjoy recording.
Okay. But you think that's going to be more of the enjoyment, actually showing people,
yeah,
giving people the whole energy?
Really,
because I've been,
yeah.
You know, you didn't have any perform for us earlier.
No perform,
so I'm just saying,
yeah.
You're going to like that.
I'm looking forward to
you're
that.
Gonna like that.
I think people may listen to my music and be like, oh, it's cool. But then actually see me perform a song and be like, I'm trying to be at one of his shows.
Right.
You feel me?
So big shout out to anybody that's doing these shows, man. Tap in with my man Donte Epps. He's dropping an EP on July 1st. Mm-hmm. So he would love to be a part of that. The festivities, man. Like
they popping up right now too.
We want to it's that time.
Yeah, it's that time. So I feel like my time is.
I feel like if we put it out there into the universe now, you know what I mean.
The rest of the 2020
and things will start to circulate because you know. If people don't know, then they can't offer you opportunity if they don't know you want.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths don't get fed, man. Exactly. Okay, so you answered that one well. Let's go Tupac or Biggie.
Man, I want to hear no West Coast with it. Like, man, I would say Pac.
Okay.
I'll say Pac. His ability to be just like so universal as a rapper and his ability on screen. I grew up on the East Coast.
That's kind of goes with what you do. You do music, but
the multi-talented aspect, the artistry, the universal artistry of Tupac was just like, man, like this guy don't miss, like all of that.
Can you see yourself acting or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I'm not. People are like, oh yeah, stay in your lane. Like, what if I want to make my lane 6 lanes wide? Like, what if I want to do that with my lane? You feel me? So
it turns into a road, but at that point it's like freeway or something like that, expressway. But at the same time, you're open to do that.
Yeah,
that's what some of these people are out here doing, man. Yeah. And you know, that's the end goal. Why would you want to stop?
I couldn't as the oldest. As the oldest brother of 7, my lane just be a big brother. I couldn't. I couldn't. I had to be dad and big brother. Yeah. You feel me? Like
adapt and.
I couldn't just like, oh well, that's not my job. Like that's not for me to do at this stage right now. Like, you know. So that's that. Pop, man. Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like a label deal or be independent?
If I could hit the financial goals that I want to hit with, you know, a team we organically grew, I think that'd be the ultimate win. To have the money circulated in-house, to be able to just have more decisions over everything, like that would be the ultimate goal. You know, but if the right number came across the table and I presented to my management and we like, hey, look, man, we think we could take this bag and we could like really elevate it and not just get the bag and just like start like cashing out and just like I would want to like my bag's got a double and triple and quadruple like if someone's like present us a bag and we don't know if we can take that bag and do nothing with it, I don't want that bag. Like I don't know like we got because like do we have a way where we can take this bag and blah 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 blah? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's get that.
Yeah.
So
it's very important to say, like, if you are confident in the next moves that you're gonna generate and know that it's gonna make the money back, it's
the goal is to do it independent right now.
But the goal is to do it independent.
Yeah.
Because the label's gonna give you the money right up front.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to make sure
you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna give up a lot on the back end. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's respect to you. Tacos or pizza, man?
Pizza.
Okay. I should have asked you something different because now that I know you're from Virginia. What you feel about the seafood game out there, man?
In Virginia?
Oh, yeah.
Nah. I'm not eating no seafood in Virginia.
For real?
Nah, I ain't eating no seafood in Virginia. I'm coming out here for this seafood. I was not big on seafood in Virginia.
For real?
Nah,
Chesapeake and all of that? No, Chesapeake Bay and all that, no?
Nah, and I touched down here when I was 17, so I'm 31 now, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been out here for a minute, not like 2-3 years.
Oh, okay.
Like, my life is literally split in half.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, wait a minute.
It's not like,
when I was a kid, man, we used to have this spot, it was called Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
And they used to throw all, fucking crab boil, they used to throw all of the crab.
I didn't have that till I came out
and
here.
shrimp and everything all on the table.
Yeah.
On top of this newspaper, and everybody just go in. I'm talking about full crabs, like not just the legs, my nigga, the whole crab.
Yes.
Bruh,
I just had that not too long ago.
Used to go crazy.
Out here. See what's growing up.
I hear you say that, and then they got the crab
in Orange
cakes
County.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, man, we got some good spots to eat in Orange County, man. Like, I pop out to LA to do all my music stuff.
Let's do a food. We should do some type of food vlog out there.
Yeah.
Since you got a car. I want to see, because me and Monty, we travel for the food. Mm-hmm. My crew, our whole squad, we travel for the food. Man.
Yeah. So definitely.
If we touch down, we're gonna want to know where's some good food at, man.
For sure.
We can make that happen. Okay. Damn, I was gonna ask you this earlier before we knew what happened. I was gonna ask you Celtics or Warriors, and tell me the truth. Who was you leaning toward? Who you think? Golden State.
Golden State, man.
Who's your real team? You got a basketball team?
My real team?
Yeah, like me, I'm a Bulls fan, but I was rooting for the Warriors to win this because I knew.
I played basketball in high school. I wanted to play basketball is my favorite sport, and right now I don't have a team. I have a person that is Bron.
Okay.
And so I'm a big Bron fan. For what he does on the court, off the court, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that big billionaire status. Shout out to the fact that he's put his, you know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff that he does that some people say is like not cool. Like I got the same girl. He got the same girl from high school. His friends are
millionaires. That's not cool to him? Who said that?
No, like some relationships ain't cool for some of the younger generation.
I'm gonna tell you, man, the younger generation ain't in charge about what nobody's doing that's grown. They need to be minding their business. Because LeBron is doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that people really did have something to say was when his son went to the prom with the white girl. That's the only time that I ever heard them say anything about LeBron's family.
He was looking.
Yeah, they was like, oh, wait a minute, you got the white girl with him, but it's prom, you know? How many of you people married the person that you went to prom with?
Come on.
Let's keep it 1,000.
Come on.
All right? So, right now, the boys.
I want him to get another ring. Curry got his ring. I wanted Curry to get his ring. Man, I want LeBron to get his ring, man. I want LeBron to get his ring, you know? And then, the thing about retire already, like man, like
I don't do that to him.
Come on, like get out of here.
You want to play with Bronny, so when Bronny come back, when Bronny come to the league, then he gonna play 1 year with him, and then he'll leave.
Yeah,
and I think
he might not need it
like next year.
Yeah, whether he get a ring with Bronny or but
no, he ain't getting no ring. That's some super fan.
Hey, what if Bronny?
You a super fan? No, nigga, that's out.
Bronny getting the ring his first year.
No,
with Dad.
If Bronny and Dad could get on the same team
and win the ring they first year.
No, it ain't about no ring, bro. It's about the fact that they can get on the same team. That's
LeBron, you heard it.
LeBron, you did hear it. and you know damn well all you gonna do
is just play 1 year with him.
Play 1 year with him, that's all you ask. You didn't say nothing about no ring. Don't turn into Tom Brady and keep coming back, boy.
Oh, man. That's common.
You need to rest yourself. All right? You need to spend a lot of money on your wellness. It's Bronny's turn.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
This podcast, man.
It's the hot seat podcast.
The hot seat, man. Give a shout out to the hot seat, man, because this is.
Shout out
I ain't heard nothing like this, and the fact that I could be a part of something like this is just like, man, it's real, like, universal right now. Feeling it. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, man, what people don't realize is we already all a part of the Hot Seat podcast because it's about community, man. If it ain't about me, it's about we. If I want to get on here every week and just keep on promoting what I'm doing, I could easily do that. I could easily be like, yo, I'm a barber. This is what I'm doing. Oh, I can dedicate a whole page towards cutting hair.
Yeah.
But instead, I chose to do a podcast that's all geared towards our community and all the great stuff that everyone's doing to create a different support system outside of the strangers that people are like, oh, he's dope. And then other people inside the community are like, but I don't like him for this reason, or I don't like him for that reason, or I don't like him because I'm not him, or I don't like him. That's out. We have to unite.
Yeah.
Way stronger together.
Yeah.
Remember on Soul Food when she said, you put your hand like this, and then she put it together, and she said you can strike a mighty blow, you know what I'm saying?
That part.
Like, so what you want to do? You want to be out here slapping people all the time? Or do you want to strike a mighty blow that's going to end the whole thing, which is uniting, getting all together, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. The EP's dropping when? Drop your acts. Tell everybody how they can stay connected with you, bro.
My real name, Donte Epps, at DONTE, Donte, EPPS, Epps, Donte Epps, yes sir. Not related to Mike Epps, man. Shout out to my guy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about Mike Epps, man.
Man, I get that my whole life.
I seen Mike Epps one time in Palm Springs, and no, not Palm Springs, excuse me, man. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, man, and he was just one of the realest people that I know. I walked up to him, obviously, and just told him I really respected what he did, and I just left him alone after that. I ain't gonna tell you where we was at,
That's
what
cool.
we was doing.
Yeah.
It was a good time though.
That's
and
cool.
I'm minding my business, and we was both having a good time. I know that much.
That's
and so shout out to Mike Epps because he's one of the realest comedians out there.
Me?
Yeah. And you might as well just start telling people.
Look,
I'm Epps.
2 Chainz. 2 Chainz last name.
Then when you meet, you 2 Chainz?
Yeah,
That's 2
from
Chainz last name too?
I think it's Epps also.
Everybody
I don't even know
compare
about
me to 2 Chainz.
Yeah, me too.
I could have lied a bunch of times and got into the 2 Chainz thing, but
yeah,
I'm not 2 Chainz. And like everything I did, I started doing it when I was doing it. 2 Chainz and me and him, we transitioned probably about at the same time. He's probably a little older than me and definitely has a lot more money and status, but my look was my look. It wasn't until 2 Chainz came out with the album that I think had an anniversary that was 20 years ago. It was the True Religion one where he was standing in the bathroom pissing with the bag and all that, and everybody was like, yo, you a model now? And I was like, no, I ain't no model. And they was like, oh, we thought this was you on the True Religion thing. And that was actually
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz, and that was his album cover.
Yeah.
So after that I started constantly getting those comparisons, man. But I ain't changing my look. And 2 Chainz, everybody should know. The 2 Chainz.
Everyone should know.
Everybody should know.
Come on.
If you really rock with 2 Chainz, you know. People come up to me at Disneyland. I'm in the family. My family don't look like 2 Chainz family. My family don't look like 2 Chainz family. But y'all are asking me if I'm 2 Chainz. If I'm at a festival, this happened to me there. It's happened to me at his concert. Pretty girls like trap music. He
talk to him.
I'm like, yo, if you really a fan, you should know he's in a wheelchair right now. So how am I 2 Chainz and I'm just walking around?
This is game. Oh man.
Anyway, with that being said, man, we dropping this new EP,
July 1st.
Donte's Inferno.
Yeah.
And again, the concept is your Inferno is whatever you need to deal with within, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a compilation of certain things. In the Bible, there's a story like Rashad, Meshach, and
Abednego. Yeah.
They didn't want to praise the king, and So the king put them in the fire and they didn't burn.
Yeah.
So that's the, you know, I was reading the Bible like every day, you know what I'm saying, when I was down. So that story is one. This came from like confirmation of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I think I'm gonna start a podcast, and you need confirmation.
Confirmation though, and I'm not the one to cut you off, but just the fact that when you said those names and I can end it off, it lets me know that the teachings that our parents was giving us and what we were trained up with, like, okay, a lot of us is really similar. Yeah. And we only thing that separates us is because of where we live or what we think where we from or what we, you know, like all of that ain't even necessary. Like we all is the same. We God's kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man.
One of the last ones is the literary, because there's like a spiritual reference and there's a literary reference. And so the literary reference, even though like the spiritual reference is from the Bible, you read a lot of books when you're doing a bit. So Dante's Inferno, and in essence, for me, simply like hell is here and heaven is there, but in real life, you know, sometimes and based off the book, I got the feeling like, well, it's not heaven over here and hell over here. It's actually, if you want to get to heaven, you got to go through hell. And that's what just like hold up, like no, it's not one or the other. Like you want to get to heaven, you got to go through hell, and some people can't make it out the other side. They get caught in the inferno. They get caught.
I ain't never seen nobody talk about heaven and hell in these directions.
Yeah, or up in,
that's different. Yeah, because when I see what heaven, I'm going up to the upper room. Yeah, when Jesus. Yeah. So the upper room.
Same thing.
So heaven and hell. But
even if you want to get to heaven,
but to get through it,
you gotta go.
A lot of hell you gotta
go through to get to heaven. Even if it's up and down.
Oh no, I know.
You gotta go through the hell, and a lot of people they can't get filtered. They get in there and they're just like.
Because that's the start.
That's their most of us. They get caught in their inferno. Yeah. They put down their cross and they're just like, man, I don't want to carry this no more. I'm with it, like, and then they but I'm just like, nah, I already know like what I'm here for, so I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying?
So that's hence the cover where you
walking
through
Dante's Inferno
with the cross, but everything's burning, but you not.
I'm cool.
I like that. Okay, so you got the listening party coming up, man. We dropping this episode the week of the album, so we need people to really run it up.
It's gonna be bam. It's all gonna come at the perfect. The timing of us shooting this was not so like for that though. That's not what we didn't. Oh, Shade Gang, look,
man.
Shade Gang.
I'm tired of it, man.
Come on,
my man out here stunning on me with the shades all the time.
Look,
he been doing it the whole night.
I'm
sick of it.
Yes,
I'm about to step into it, man.
The outro. Sometimes the best thing is be the outro. Look, he deserved that.
Hey, man, there ain't no outro without the intro. You
Come
know
on.
what I'm talking about, man?
Look.
So we're going to put it down like this, man. This is the hot seat. We want to make sure that y'all tapping in. So go follow us on Instagram, thehotseat.co.
Hot seat.
Okay? Then we want to make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe on this episode.
Do that.
Not only that, but drop a comment, okay? Because when we drop this, it's going to be at the same time that Donte drops this EP. Yeah. So drop your comments. Let us know how fire it is. I already heard one of the songs, so y'all ain't going to tell me the vibe ain't right. I really want y'all to dig in, check into this thing, and let's make it happen, man. You know, shout out to, like I said, man, people can't see. Shout out to, she called me, LJ.
My management, Ace, LJ, my videographer, Isaiah, NCF, my right hand, Skin and Bones, like, man, everyone on that album, Ivy, Saeed, The Real Youngin', my boy Zay coming up, you know, and then shout out for the people who gave me the motivation, Kaylin, Sazi for doing y'all thing, Trey Songz, Chris, and as of right now, you know, Drake, Yay, like these are Sofago, like that's all of the names, man, like those are all good people, man, like we up, like we really up right now.
Hey man, I love it.
Hot Seat Podcast.
This is the Hot Seat Podcast. Always serving up hot guests with hot topics, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with us, man. And again, we appreciate everybody. This podcast is not about me, it's about we. We're trying to motivate, inspire, elevate, educate, and network with the community, man. So let's get it going. Hit that subscribe button and stay in tune. We dropping and shooting every week. Let's go. Yee!
Yes, sir.
My man.
That. Man.
That was